Hello, I am at Forest Park today, again on the Wildwood Trail, and different trailhead though. I started at the Germantown Road. I'm gonna see what my favorite trails are because it feels like I'm in a forest, but I'm only 26 minutes from my house. So there's less elevation here than in the gorge. Who's a fan of elevation? There's a place for it. So I think my guides have information to share. I hope that they talk more about what success looks like, because I really have been stuck on this like goal that success looks a certain way. And I think that's not true. That's my 3D brain defining success. So what does success to them looks like? I'm able to play. And sometimes I'm not able to play, apparently. I do have stress. So what does success look like while you're toggling between play and stress? Okay, some advice, please. Dear Kelly. It's always so lovely to hear from you. And we like the environment of the forest for this. It helps your energy frequency elevate just by being there. You don't even have to hike for hours. You could just put a blanket down and have a picnic, and you could just sit there and hang out. So good. First step is to get to the forest. Yes, success is about elevating your frequency so that you have higher set points. Do whatever you can physically do. The things that bring in harmony and reconciliation and laughter and choosing higher frequency beliefs. So what it looks like where you're at is it is going to change your habits. It is going to be your success will look like changing habits at this point. But in order for you to change your habits, you got to educate yourself. You got to educate yourself with what we're telling you. So listening to these again and again is very helpful for you, because your mind is still chained by those beliefs that kept your lifestyle a certain way for a long time. It took a long time to get you to the place of having the habits that you have. So it's going to take some time to get you thinking in a different way. It's a paradigm shift. So it's not going to happen instantly. It takes time. There's going to be one step back and two steps forward, hopefully, and then one step back. And that's okay, because if it happened too quickly, then you would be unstable, okay? You wouldn't be grounded in the new way of doing things. So again, have compassion for yourself. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. You're doing great. You're doing great. And it's more approachable if you're a realistic human and you don't just like do all of this stuff overnight. It takes time, and it shows that you're authentic. And this is a path of humility. This isn't a path of being witnessed and achieving and showing off. This is a path of humility. It's an internal path, and everybody is your friend. Everybody's your friend. There are people in your life that you might need boundaries with, but you can still send love to them. You can still love them, even though you need boundaries with them. So, what new do we have to say besides that little bit of encouragement? Listen, in every moment, you're going to want to choose the higher frequency thought. This isn't something that you just do while you're sitting down with the intention to record a message. We're available to you 24 hours a day, okay? When you have an intention to listen to us, then we're available. We don't have sleeping periods. We don't have the lifestyle that you have. where you need all these breaks, because you're in a reality where density is involved, and you need to recharge, because there's no way anybody could survive with that kind of density and not sleep and not take breaks throughout the day. So it's completely normal for you to need to take breaks. So taking breaks is a good idea. At your meals, say a prayer. Say a prayer at your meals, so that you are setting a reminder for yourself to check in with what is holy. And when you have a problem, take a breath. Taking a breath invites us in. It's like a miniature prayer, because in order to take a deeper breath, you have to be conscious. Your unconscious breathing is shallow. Your conscious breathing, well, it can be whatever you like, but when you take a deep breath, you have to be conscious to do that. You have to make effort to breathe in a little bit more. So every time you take in a deep breath, you call on us. You can call on us. You might not. You don't have to. But when you take a deep breath, you can say, help. You can say, guides, be with me. You can say, what are your thoughts on this? Or you could just pause and go, okay, I need a deep breath right now because of whatever the situation is. And by yourself, you can say, what is a higher frequency thought than the one I currently have around the situation where I had to stop and take a deep breath? And just see it as like an experiment, as a curiosity, where you are wondering, what is a higher frequency response that I could have to this situation? And it's that work. It's work. There's probably 100 times a day where you could stop and go, wow, that was a low frequency response that I just had. What could a higher frequency be? And whatever that pattern is that showed up, it's likely to happen again, because these things come in cycles. We see the same patterns every day. We see patterns in relationships, okay? There's patterns to the forgiveness lessons that you have. And some of them are not meant for you to solve right away. Some of them are meant for you to kind of explore for a couple years and then figure out the solution later. So it's a journey. Don't rush it, Kel. Don't rush it. Be right where you are be okay with being right where you are for a while. What you're really wondering, is everything going to be okay financially? That's really the bottom line. You just want to have financial security for your kids. And the solution isn't actually securing income. Interesting, isn't it? It's not figuring out how to make money so that you're no longer wondering about that, or that you've proved you've gotten to a certain status where you can make income on your own. The fear of not having enough money doesn't actually have to do with working at all. It has to do with a limitation that you have around trusting your abundance, that you deserve abundance, that if you feel like you have to do something to achieve some sort of security in your life, then you're looking outside of yourself for solutions. But the truth is that you're okay right now. And the truth is that you have answers that you need to put some footwork into. You're not actually in debt, Kelly. You do have assets that are just sitting there. So you have an answer. You have an answer to go take care of it. And what if that is what the universe is offering to tide you over? And what if there's a certain perspective that you can have about it where you actually feel abundant right now? So your ego is going to want things to look the way it wants things to look, and it might not look like that. It might not be what your ego wants, but it's there. There's a lifeboat there, and it might not look like the rescue ship that you thought it was going to look like, but it's going to get you through today. It's going to get you through today, and then if you just turn around and be grateful for what you do have, and be grateful for being okay right now, then that's all you need, because right now is all there ever is. And if you can be right here, right now, grateful, you're actually going to manifest money that way. You're going to manifest security in whatever form that is. So we weren't wrong. You do need to focus on your thoughts and relax. Relax into a frequency. Use the words that work for you to find that frequency that makes you feel safe right now. I'm okay right now. Everything's going to be okay. Right now is all there is. If you can find safety right now, then you're okay. And you can always be okay as long as you can find safety right now. That's what Alan Watts was trying to say in that little that little reel about doing dishes. Right? This one dish that you're washing, you can only wash one dish at a time. Just be present with that dish. Don't look at the 30 dishes next to you. Be present with that one dish. Be present with this one day. Be present with this morning. If you were not burdened with the thoughts of how am I going to make money, what could you be thinking about? And you don't need to be burdened with those thoughts. That's your ego. Your ego trying to be in control of everything. And what is your ego? Your ego is basically a personality that was established by all the programs that you ever heard and witnessed from the perspective of your human body throughout your life. It's a collection of beliefs that were set in place by authority figures in your society, in your life, in your family, in your school, in your government, on your TV. And the authorities on TV are funny and pretty. They don't have any reason to have authority over your beliefs. Look at any commercial. Commercials are trying to influence you, and why? How? That actor was paid to say that. Who wrote that? What did that person look like? It's all fake. It's all fake. So the new earth is going to be more authentic. And the more you can step into authenticity, the more you're going to align with your purpose. Because if you're on the planet at this time, you knew this was all going to happen. You knew this world would be in this state. And if you're listening to this video, if you found your way here, then you're a light worker. You're a light worker, and you're here to change the society so that humanity can experience heaven on earth. What would that look like? If you could take Earth with everything you've ever seen and heard, with the miracles that you've heard are possible, what would heaven look like to you? We told you in the very beginning, episode 3, what was it? It was one of those first few. What is your highest version? Can you imagine heaven on earth? Can you imagine it? That's the answer. How much time do you give yourself to think about it? Does your ego convince you don't have time, or it's too silly, or it's just what kids do, or but we want you to do it all the time. We want you to imagine joy and fun and silliness, and we want you to think about the miracles that could happen 20 years from now, 10 years from now, 5 years from now. Because if you can imagine it, and you spend time imagining it, then you're going to make decisions, and when you're confronted with those decisions, that recent thought of that goal that you want, or that imaginary future that is the highest possible future you can imagine, you're going to have to face that in yourself. And you're going to go, well, right now I have this decision, and if I decide this, which is usually what I do, it's not really in alignment with that future goal, but I could maybe do that instead, and that would be in alignment with my future goal, and it's a possibility I could do it. But I'm a habitual person. It doesn't feel comfortable for me to change, so I'm gonna hesitate, and maybe I won't choose it right now, but maybe I'll choose it next time. Kelly's thinking about coffee. Her goal is to listen to her guides, but she's still drinking coffee. And that's okay. And that's okay. Guess what? If you feel like you have to give up that coffee and then you drink it knowing you shouldn't, it's going to taste better. It's going to taste better. So what we're saying is it's a win-win. We want you to smile. You can't lose. You can't lose if you just admit to yourself how you want things to go, what you'd prefer. Admit to yourself what you'd prefer. And find out. Find out what you can do with your imagination. Find out the miracles that just might show up if you honor your own personal alignment with joy. Two guys just ran by. I didn't think anyone would come up this trail. They didn't say anything. They didn't care. I was closing my eyes and everything. Look at that, Kel. You channeled in front of strangers. This isn't new for me. It's easy on the camera because, like, I'm alone. And they didn't say anything. They'll probably talk about it later and go, what was she doing? Planting seeds, Kel. Planting seeds. So, Kelly's wondering what she should do about her concerns and her stressors in her mind. And what we would say to follow up is that, first of all, enjoy pretending or imagining or visualizing and fantasizing about your highest dreams coming true. Happiness. What does happiness look like in your mind, Kelly? What does happiness look like right now? What does it look like 2 weeks from now? What does it look like? We know we can feel it. Maybe the feeling even shifts a little bit. Maybe when you think about that house and you're sitting on the porch and you feel the sun on you, and that's your joy. And that's what captures it for you, that feeling of sun on your skin. And then guess what you can do? You can just go outside with short sleeve shirt on a sunny day and feel that sun on your skin. That's success. That's what we see as success, when you stumble upon those thoughts and those behaviors and those decisions that are in alignment with your joy. Okay, more people are coming. I'm not going to channel in front of these people. Well, 17 minutes. All right. Namaste.